One Paul here. Today I'm going to be talking about how to trade the US 30 and a strategy to do it. Now, if you've watched the last couple of my videos, it's kind of similar strategy. But what the US 30 is, I would recommend somebody do this on a demo account first, because the US 30 is very volatile. Now, if you choose a specific broker, the broker will give you can do it with a USD based account or a Satoshi based account. I've made videos on it. Not really going to go into it. If you want to find out how, just watch those videos. But I want to go over a strategy with US 30. Now, in this situation, what I'm going to show you is I'm trading the US 30, and I'm making back it in Satoshi. So I'm going to show you an actual live trade that I'm doing right now, and then I'm going to show you a strategy that is actually helpful. Now, the US 30, what I like about the US 30 is that you can trade it on Forex, and you can trade it kind of like off hours, as long as it's not the weekend, like when the market is closed. When it is open, you can trade it in between, and I find that trading it in between before the actual market opens, it's a little bit slower, but you still get some pretty good results. It's that there's a lot of that goes into it, and you can trade during the off hours of the market. So it's a little bit slower, but when the market does open, and when I'm recording this video right now, the stock market doesn't open up till about an hour, but you're still able to trade the US 30. So, and even at this rate of the market, it's not fully open yet, you could still you could still make a pretty good gain. So when I trade it, I try trading it when the market is open. It's really volatile. So when you're doing it before, it's a little bit slower, but it kind of picks up right before it opens. But anyway, I want to show you an active trade, and then I'll show you a strategy that works really well. But just keep in mind that this asset is very, very volatile. So I would practice on a demo account before doing anything. So with this, if you want to trade the US 30, I recommend doing it you can do it with a USD base account or a Satoshi base account. I've made videos on it, but let me walk you through a live trade that's earning me some Satoshi, and then I'll go into a strategy. Okay, so you can see right now, I am currently trading the US 30, and it's currently making me Satoshi. So right now you see the market's not open yet. The market's not open yet till about another 2 hours? I think it's 2 hours. But you can see it's making me Satoshi, and you can see how fast this is actually going. The market's not actually open yet, and it's making me Satoshi. So just watch the video I made to where you can set it up. I made videos on it, so watch. You can watch that. So I want to kind of go over the strategy I've talked about in the last couple of videos here. Now, what you want to hold on. Let's go to a longer time frame here. Let's go to the 6 hour. And from the 6 hour, what you basically want to do first is you want to get a good idea. You want to get a good idea of what the overall direction is doing. So, from what we could tell, if we read the last couple candles here, this last 6 hour candles, so this is the last 18 hours. The market's not open yet, but these are the last 18 hours. These last three candles, because we're on a 6 hour candle, and we can see that the trend is up. So because we know that the trend is up, the trend of going up is what we're going to be focusing on. So there's two indicators that I load up here, and that's the linear line candles, which I'll go here. And I've made videos on this too. You go to your favorites and you go to linear regression candles. You get that on there, and once you do, you hide your regular candles. And then you're also going to need MACD. So once you have those two loaded, what you basically want to do is you want to observe the movements of the MACDs. So what I do is I go in for little scalps. Well, you can do it on the hour. If you do it on the hour, you'll probably get better results, because you know, we looked at it on 6 hour, but if you find this on the hour, if you find it, now if we look at the MACD real quick, you want to come in on moments. There's 3 entry points here. There's when the lines are hanging above the histogram, which is bullish, when the lines are headed below the histogram, which is bearish, and there's the cross through the histogram. So those are really the key moments of getting into trades. What you want to do is, whatever time frame you're in, you want to wait for it to be crossing. There has to be a signal of it crossing, and the lines have to be pretty close or far apart from each other. And when they're far apart from each other, it's usually a good signal that it's going to be a pretty good run going up. So since we know that the pattern is going up, because we looked at the 6 hour and the pattern's going up, what you basically want to do is you want to look for moments of getting in. So we'll observe the MACD, and we'll observe crosses and patterns that will put you ahead. So basically, let's look at a couple moments here on the hour, and we'll look at a couple other time frames. So I personally will try to look at this on the hour. If I don't see it on the hour, because if you base your trade off of the hour, if you find it on the hour, you'll probably get better results. But if you go to smaller time frames, you kind of have to get in and out, and it's just better finding it on longer time frames. So what we can see right here is, right here at this moment, we see it crossing. Now it's down, but it's crossing up. So it's going through. It's going to be going through the histogram here. So this is a very bullish pattern. So now keep in mind, even though you get in, it's still going to be very, very volatile. So it's going to be going up and down, up and down. So you got to keep that in mind when you're doing your trades. Much like my current trade, it's very volatile. So what you want to basically do is you want to look for moments it crosses. So right here, I would put in a buy order right around here, and wait it out. Make sure you have enough leverage for this, because it does fluctuate up and down because it's very volatile. But you can see that this goes all the way up here. If you follow from the MACD all the way up, it tells you exactly when to enter, and it'll tell you exactly when to exit. So right about here. So that same thing is happening right now, where this line could cross up. I mean, I'm still in profit, but it could cross up. Most likely it will cross up. So let's look at a couple other moments on the hour, and then we'll look at some smaller time frames. Now right here, you see it crossing down. So this would be a good moment right here. You see a good moment right about here. I wouldn't enter here. I would wait till we see a separation between the lines. Because if you see separation between the lines, it's more than likely going to be a longer, better trade. You could enter into a consolidation point, and that would not be good for your trade. So I would enter right about on this candle, and I would ride it out until it closed. But from here to here, and this is a trade down. Now these moments up here, we see it crossing up on the histogram. These are very, and this is the reason why I have the linear line candles, is when you see wicks on both sides, wick here, wick there, wick here, it identifies to me that there is struggle in the market. The market is really having a hard time figuring out which direction to go. When you see both wicks here, it's basically the market can't really decide which way to go. The whole point of having the linear regression candles is to find moments where you find a full body candle. When you see a bunch of wicks, that's a bunch of moments in the market where the market can't really decide where to go. When I see a lot of, where there's a lot of wicks up and down, it's a lot of up and down movements, and there's no really clear direction. So I probably won't enter trades when I see wicks like this, with wicks top and bottom. I probably won't enter a trade till there's more of a full body candle. So that's the whole purpose of the linear line regression candle. But let's just look at a couple. So if you're down here and you see a cross, and then you see a candle with a lot of wicks, I personally won't get into that trade until I see a full body candle. So right here we see a trend down, cross down. I probably won't get in until there's space between it, which will be right about here. And we could have just rode this thing out. So that's the hour. You can find it on the hour. First you have to identify the overall trend by looking at the... Now, right here, based off this candle here, this is a full body candle, so the direction is going up. So you don't see another wick here, so you see the main path here is going up. So we could also do this on a smaller time frame. I'll try it on a 15 minute. I think 15 minutes is the smallest I'll go, but it's the same thing. And if you do it on a smaller time frame, you do have to be more alert to the patterns here. But based off of what we saw, the overall direction is going up, so we would still be focusing on moments where it's going up. So you see that right here. See it crossing, and you could have come in here, wait for the cross up, right about here, here to here. Since we know that the path is still going up right now, we want to focus on all the moments where it's crossing up on the above the histogram here. So we don't want to get in these trades because it's going down. See it crossing down. You want to focus on the moments where it's crossing up. So we got it's above the histogram, and we see it cross right here. There's space between them, and you get in here. You can exit here when it touches the line again, and that's a trade right there. So works on the way up and on the way down. If we looked at one from on the way down, the lines have got to be below the histogram to do a downtrend. So we'll find moments. If you want to scalp it, you have a moment right here. You have a moment right here where it crosses. You can't really see it, but you come in here and you can ride it all the way down. Now keep in mind that this is still going to be very volatile, so you have to have enough capital for this because there's going to be a lot of volume. So I would stick with a very low lot size when doing this, but that's a trade right there. There will be a lot of volatility in between all of that, so just keep that in mind because this is a very volatile asset. So if we'll look back at my trade one more time, see that I'm already up 0.0004 Satoshi. So that's kind of how you do this strategy. You look for the overall trend. You look at it on the 6 hour, and whatever that trend is, that's what trend you focus on. And then you want to focus on if your lines, or if it's above the histogram, and if it's bullish, you want to focus on the moments where it's crossing. Make sure there's enough space between it because it could be just a consolidation point. And if it's bearish, you want to look for down here below the histogram, and you want to look for all the crossing points that cross down. And there's also moments you can also do it when it's crossing through the histogram. So moments like right here, you can come in here, you can ride it up, but more so where it's crossing through. You see it crossing down right here, and it kind of goes through it. This is the start of a downtrend. Usually when you find it crossing on the up and then the line straightening out and going down, it leads into some pretty good trades because it's basically going from uptrend to downtrend or downtrend to uptrend. But anyway, that's the strategy on how to trade. So anyway, for the strategy, you need to have your linear regression candles, and then you need to hide your regular candles, and then you need your MACD. So what you do is you focus on the overall direction. You focus on go into the 6 hour, and you can find the overall direction. And then once you have that, depending on where the signal is, I look for it on the hour, and then I'll look for it on the 15-minute. I think those are the best time frames to use. When dealing with the US 30, I don't do anything smaller because it's very, very volatile. So just for the US 30, the only time frames I'll focus on is seeing it on the hour or the 15-minute, looking for crosses You know, if it's bullish, it's going to be above the histogram. If it's bearish, it's going to be below the histogram. And if it's passing through, if it's crossing and passing through, that's another entry point as well. So I hope this video helps with the strategy with the US 30. If you guys like this video, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys in future videos.